Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Wednesday, December 15, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Atlanta Hawks vs Orlando Magic. The Hawks have now dropped 5 of their last 7 games, all at home, and now find themselves below .500 at 13-14. This is from a team that many predicted would be a threat to take the Southeast Division and make a deep run in the Eastern Conference playoffs after last year's impressive showing. Trae Young continues his ascension into NBA superstardom as he poured in 41 points in the loss. The Hawks scored a season-high 69 points in the first half in building their lead, but it wasn't enough. Our first betting advice is to pick the Hawks -8. Orlando has been one of the worst teams in the NBA this season. The Magic have not won consecutive games all year and have now dropped 12 of their last 13 games. They come into this contest on a 5-game losing streak, with all 5 of those losses coming on the road. Orlando will be happy to return home after being on the road for 7 of its last 8 games. The Magic have been underdogs in all 28 of their games this season, going 12-16 against the spread. They have lost 17 of their last 20 home games. Atlanta has been one of the most inconsistent teams in the NBA this season. The Hawks entered the season with some momentum following a strong 2020-21 campaign, but they lost 9 of their first 13 games this season. They rallied with a 7-game winning streak in November, propelling them to 11-9 overall. Atlanta has struggled again since that streak ended, dropping 5 of its last 7 games. The Hawks were favored in all 5 of those losses. Their most recent setback came against Houston on Monday night, where they were 10-point favorites in a 132-126 final. Our second betting advice is to pick over 225. Houston Rockets vs Cleveland Cavaliers. Houston has won 8 of its last 10, but is 9 games below .500 and must improve its defense. The Rockets are 28th in the NBA in points allowed at 112.6 per game. Houston allows opponents to shoot 45.2% overall and 33.0% from behind the 3-point line. The Rockets are allowing an average of 45.6 rebounds per game, and Houston is averaging slightly less at 44.3 boards per contest. Houston's king of the boards is Christian Wood with an average of 11.1 rebounds per game, and Wood is the Houston SWAT master with a team-best 1.0 blocked shots per game. In the absence of Kevin Porter Jr., the leader in steals for Houston is Alperen Sengun with an average of 1.1 per game. Our first betting advice is to pick the Cavaliers at -8. The Cleveland Cavaliers recorded their 4th game in a row and 8th in the last 10 games as they beat the Miami Heat 105-94 at home. The best team in the NBA, when it comes to the spread, 23.51 Austrian shillings, managed to cover once again, -5.5. Cleveland now covered each of its last 12 games, which is quite rare to see in today's basketball. The Houston Rockets avoided their 3rd defeat in a row and handed the Atlanta Hawks their 5th straight loss in a 132-126 comeback victory on the road. Stephen Silas's side covered a +10 spread, and now they managed to cover in 5 consecutive games, while the Rockets covered 9 of the last 10. Houston is standing at a 15-11-1 Austrian shillings record. Cleveland has won 17 of its first 29 games thanks to their excellent defense. The Cavaliers are allowing an average of 101.9 points per game, which is 2nd in the NBA. Opponents are shooting 44.3% overall, which is 10th in the NBA, and 33.0% from long distance, which is the 4th best in the NBA. Cleveland allows an average of only 43.0 rebounds per game, which is the 8th best in the league, and the Cavaliers are averaging 45.0 boards per contest. The king of the boards is Jarrett Allen with an average of 11.1 rebounds per game. Evan Mobley is the SWAT master for Cleveland with a team-best 1.8 blocked shots per game, while Darius Garland is the steals leader with an average of 1.3 per game. Our second betting advice is to pick under. Quick reminder, BetUS is a platform that offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, BetUS allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join BetUS now using our link down below and get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on the sportsbook after you open an account and deposit using our link and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES. Miami Heat vs Philadelphia 76ers. In addition, Caleb Martin fell into COVID-19 protocol 3 days after posting a career-high 28-point performance on Wednesday of last week. Miami will rely on Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson to carry the load, in addition to the always reliable Tyler Herro. The young guard is averaging 20.7 points and 5.4 rebounds on the year. Considering how deep the Heat are, they will be just fine without their key guys for a handful of games. The Philadelphia 76ers are adjusting to life without Ben Simmons a bit better this month after getting some of their key players back. They have won 4 of their last 6 games, with significant contributions from Seth Curry and Tobias Harris. In addition to that, Joel Embiid is averaging his typical 24.2 points and 10.8 rebounds per game. Our first betting advice is to pick Miami Heat +5. The Philadelphia 76ers have won 4 of their last 6 games, but were thumped 126-91 on Monday as a 1.5-point favorite against the Memphis Grizzlies. Neither Seth Curry or Joel Embiid played in the loss. Point guard Therese Maxey led the shorthanded lineup with 23 points in the losing effort and is now averaging 16.7 ppg on the season, while appearing in 27 of the team's 28 games. The team's leading scorer and boardman Joel Embiid, 24.2 ppg, 10.8 rebounds, 1.4 blocks, has missed 11 games so far, and Tobias Harris, 18.6 ppg, 7.9 rebounds, has missed 9 games so far. Our second betting advice is to pick over Los Angeles Lakers vs Dallas Mavericks. Los Angeles is averaging 111.3 points per game. They scored 106 points in their last game, making 48.8% of their field goals and 46.4% of their three-pointers. LeBron James led the way for the Lakers with 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. Russell Westbrook finished with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Talen Horton-Tucker added 19 points, 3 assists, and 6 steals. Horton-Tucker tested positive for COVID-19 on Tuesday and will miss this game. Los Angeles has struggled defensively, giving up 111.5 points per game. They gave up 94 points in their last game and will need a similar effort if they want to get the win. Our first betting advice is to pick Dallas Mavericks. Dallas won its second straight game on Monday evening, taking down the Charlotte Hornets 120-96 behind 24 points and 13 rebounds from Kristaps Porzingis. Trey Burke had 22 points off of the bench, while Jalen Brunson added 13 points and 8 assists for the Mavericks, who shot 19 for 41 from three-point range on the night. The Lakers have reportedly been having internal discussions about dealing Westbrook, according to Bleacher Report's Jake Fisher. While that doesn't mean a deal is likely, Westbrook has been a predictably poor fit in Los Angeles, where he is averaging 19.5 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. Westbrook has shot 45.1% from the field and 32.4% from three-point range, which is actually his highest mark from deep since the 2015 to 2016 season. Our second betting advice is to pick under 217.